My name is Mike Tholfsen. I work on the Microsoft Education team. Here's the agenda for today. We're going to talk about Teams EDU, AI for Educator, Microsoft 365 EDU, and then we're going to have a Q&A. So before we get started, one thing that's really handy, if you're going back to school pretty soon, we put together this beautiful professional development site with all the latest updates you need. Learning Accelerator PD, links for our What's New in EDU webinars, PowerPoint decks, our quick guides, our Microsoft Learn courses that we've handpicked as our favorites, tips and tricks for teams, downloadable PDFs, inclusive classroom, and all of our latest and greatest updates. So the link is up there on the screen, and the link to this whole deck is going to be available afterwards. And this is something that we encourage you to check out. And so to kick us off, I'm going to hand it over to Samantha Fisher, who's a product manager on our team, coming at us from New York. And so, Sam, I'm going to let you take control and then take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. Hello, everybody. So I'm so excited. I know I've talked to you all about Classwork a couple of times in past webinars, but I'm really excited to announce today that we are generally available. We have fully globally rolled out Classwork, and we've already heard amazing reception and usage in the last several weeks. So please go ahead and check it out. It should be in your class teams in the left rail next to assignments and grades and reflect and all of that goodness. So please check it out. It's our new curricula management app that allows educators to create modules, add content, publish that content to students, and then help students find what they need when they need it. So it's just a great resource, and I'll be doing a little bit of a live demo as well. Another thing is right after we released Classwork, we first had the ability to add class notebook pages, create a new page, or add an existing page. And we heard right away, hey, I want to be able to add an entire section of class notebook content to my modules. So we did this as a fast follow, should be rolling out in the next couple of weeks as well, is the ability to add an entire class notebook section to your Classwork modules. And then the last feature that I'm excited to talk about and should be able to show a quick demo of as well is alternative grading schemes. So these are awesome. This is our top ask on the grading side for a very long time in Teams, but the ability to create different types of grading schemes. So instead of just grading with points and seeing your average grades and percentages, now you can set up things like letter grades or a 1 through 6 numbered system or a pass-fail system or whatever type of scheme you want. You can use multiple in a class if you want to, and you can set a default scheme so students will be able to see their average grades as, for example, letters or something like that. So this is a really awesome feature that'll bring a lot of flexibility to grading. Now I'm going to hop right into a demo of Classwork for those of you all that haven't seen it before. So here I am in the Classwork app. As you can see, I'm in a class team and I'm in Classwork on the left side here, right above assignments and grades, so super easy to find. I have all of these modules of content that I've created for my class. I can easily drag and drop and rearrange this content if I want to. I can rearrange the modules as well. For assignments, I can even see things like which assignments are ready to grade. But under all of these, I have all sorts of different types of content. And when a module is collapsed, I get to see an awesome summary too of what's in that module. I can also easily add new resources. So I've created this new draft module here. I can add resources. For example, I can add a channel here if I want to. I can add a link out to the web. I got this awesome YouTube video, so I can go ahead and grab the link to that if I want to as well and add that to my module through link. Perfect, it auto-filled that for me. And I can even add an assignment here, so I'll do that as well. So I could create a brand new assignment or a new file or any of that, but I can also add an existing assignment from this class, which makes it really easy. So let me go ahead and attach this solutions and solubility assignment. And then let's say I'm ready to publish. So when I publish this module, it'll become available to my students. Right now, since it's just in a draft state, only my fellow educators can see it and can see this content. But as soon as I publish it, it all becomes available to my students. And then I can also pin this module to the top. If this is our current topic, I can pin this. So this will be the first thing that my students see whenever they open up the Classwork app. And there you have it. It's pinned to the top. I'll also really quickly tab over here and show alternative grading schemes. It's not fully rolled out to that demo tent yet, but I just wanted to show you what this scheme process looks like. I have a couple set up here. I have this 1 to 5 scheme. I have this letter grading scheme, where as you can see, I've set up different levels and percent ranges. So I have a couple of different schemes here already in this class, and whichever scheme, in this case, it's this 1 through 5 numbered scheme, is that is the default. That's how my students will actually be able to see their average grades, and I can also grade assignments assignments using these numbers or letters or grade names instead of just points moving forward. So super excited about both of these features. All right, I'm going to kick it over to Emma to take us on our way with some more awesome features.
So we've talked about the new teams. We wanted to bring it up again because now anyone can enable or disable the new teams as long as your IT administrator enables it on their side. So we'll share a link, but just to recap, new teams is going to be faster and simpler, takes up 50% fewer resources on your computer. This is something we've heard, especially for lower budget devices. It's so nice to have a lighter weight Teams that's faster for people. And it's also much more flexible. We're really excited about what's going to be coming out in new Teams. So you can now try it yourself, turn it on, turn it off, see how you like it. And that's going to be available once IT admins enable it for people very, very shortly. Now, there's also a new Learning Accelerators button in the assignments creation screen. So with reading progress and search progress, and coming soon math progress and speaker progress, we figured that these deserved their own place on the assignment creation screen, not just through the attach menu. So it's much, much easier to find your Learning Accelerators when you create assignments now. And that is our perfect segue into the search progress global release. We are so excited just in the coming weeks, the week of August 21st, to bring search progress globally around the world. Teachers, you're going to get that extra transparency into your students' research process. Students get credit for their thinking and their justifications every step of the way as they do their research. You can assign or attach this to basically any assignment. It can take the place of a bibliography. We're going to build citation tools in down the line. We're so excited about this. And I will give you a quick overview of what search progress is going to look like. So your teacher is going to create the assignment, and an educator uses that brand new Learning Accelerators button to select search progress. And what we can see here is a number of assignment settings. So we've got search coach on the left. We've got previous videos on search coach and how that works if you haven't played around with it before. We have the number of sources that you want your students to collect, a citations buttons to be enabled soon, to turn on or off citation export features, an explanation for your students to include with every source that they collect, and then a big reflection question at the end. And you'll see what a student will see down the line. So we go back on through here, finalize our details, and then assign it to the student who then has a chance to complete the assignment. Heading in here, we have Search Coach as it normally looks on the left, and then on the right, a brand new sidebar that has our assignment details and what we lovingly call the shopping cart for students to collect the sources that their teacher has told them that they should go and find. Kim, I'm seeing your comment in the chat. Exactly. It's all about students justifying why they chose what they did. That's the real power here, is that transparency you get into the research process. And there's more, so I'll get into that. So we can see here, we've done a search. We can see we've got all of our search results on the left. I'm going to open a source. I'll read it through. And if I decide to save it, then I can hit the plus button here. Fast forward a little bit, we can see I've loaded my sidebar with all sorts of interesting resources on astronaut food. And we'll continue on forward. You'll also notice that the search query that got me those results are included with each source that I've saved. And so now we have the question that got you to the source, and then the student's justification for why they chose the source in the first place. Going on through, a teacher has a chance to review the assignment where there's an assignment summary. And so teachers get stats up across the top about the student and their searching. You can see the details. You can see the reflection question, which a student would have filled out right at the very end, looking at all of their own search habits and understanding what worked versus what didn't. And scrolling down, the student sees this too, the searches they did, the open sources, the saved sources, again, just all of the details about how they were doing their research, and then of course the sources they saved. Scrolling back up, we're also so excited to have Education Insights built right into the SpeedGrader view, where you click onto that.
Mike.
Oh,
I'm going to be kicking it off with OneNote. So now you can
someone
embed
else
stream
read that?
videos directly into OneNote just by dropping a URL. You see the
Heidi, I'm hearing voices. Sorry. No, that's all good. Are we back? Nice. Can everyone still hear me?
All good.
All good. We love a technical difficulty. That's completely fine. We've got the 4 boxes at the top. This is super powerful. You hit compare to class, and a box opens up here where you can see more details about your students, how many searches they did compared to the class median, how many results they opened compared to the class median, a full class view with that word cloud that people love so much, and more details every time you click into something. So we've got here as well the link that they saved, the ranking that it had in the results list, and also how many times they were opened by their classmates. So again, just deeper understandings into your student search habits as they complete their assignments. This data isn't available anywhere else, and we're so excited to put it in the hands of teachers and see what they do with it. And I will pass it along to our next presenter.
So I'm going to talk about a couple of reading progress updates. Reading progress is our reading fluency tool, and we've just rolled out what we call reading with expression. So that means we have AI to track things like monotone, if you ignore punctuation, if you pause in the middle of a sentence like I just did when you're reading. So we have new ways to help educators get insights into how students are doing their reading fluency. And so this is something that is fully rolled out. It's called Reading with Expression, and it's supported in English, Spanish, French, and German. And that is available globally right now. We also just started rolling out reading comprehension questions. This is the #1 request from educators to be able to add comprehension questions to their reading progress passages. It uses Microsoft Forms technology. You can see a nice Forms embed there so educators can add their comprehension questions. And then imagine the student has just finished reading out loud on their passage. On the student side, you'll see that the form pops right up so they can answer those questions. They can even use the immersive reader. You see the immersive reader button there. And then when the educator gathers all these, now in addition to accuracy and expression, the educator can see all of the comprehension question tallied right up automatically. So if you used option questions, it'll tally them automatically. If they wrote in their questions, you can look at those separately. So this is rolling out right now, and it should be 100%, I think, by the end of this week or early next week. And it's supported in all the languages that Reading Progress already supports. So you should look forward to those. And then the last two things we have in private preview, we're starting to work towards generating comprehension questions with AI. This is not publicly available. We have a private community that's going to be testing this out for us, generating these comprehension questions with AI. So you can do it manually or with AI. And even more interesting is generating a targeted passage with AI. So this is not in preview yet. It will be soon. But imagine as an educator, you're going to generate a tailored reading passage. So I would click the Generate Passage button. I can set things like the topic, the age, the language, the length of the passage, and it'll pull in the challenging words automatically. So from Insights, it knows to generate this passage based on those challenging words. And then I click Generate Passage, and AI will generate a new passage with those challenge words highlighted in bold. I can click the complexity button and make it a little harder, or click the complexity button and make it a little easier. So really personalized reading content with AI. So that's going to be going into private preview probably late this month or early next month. And what I'm going to do now is turn it over to Leif Brenne, who's a product manager, who's going to talk all about assignments and grades. So Leif, I'm going to let you take control.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about some updates to assignments that we've done. So one thing we added already in the system is the quick action. So a lot of teachers want to do basically just find an assignment, duplicate it to another class. You can do it directly now from the quick action. You can also have the ability to have a copy link. So that will basically be the link to the assignments directly. So you can put it in a chat to the students or an email to everybody else. It's going to work directly for you. Or things like mark as an active or archive stuff. So all those things are now in the quick action for the assignment list itself. Another quick update for teachers is a lot of teachers have, of course, multiple classes, but they want to have different due dates and have a different schedule date for each class. And today, if you use multi-class publish, basically make an assignment publish to multiple classes, you have to have the same time and same channel for each class. Rolling now out in August is the ability for us to, for you to actually set individual due date, schedule date, and close date for each class, and which channel will be for each class as well. So make it have a much more customizable and hopefully make it quick for you to create this assignment and make it easy to publish to all of your classes. Speaking of assignments, we have added in the last couple of months something called time quizzes in Forms. In Forms to do, so basically have a time for each student. So which means that when a student opens up a quiz, it will have a timer to actually stop the quiz itself. Sometimes hard to find, so now you can actually add any quiz, and we have now a feeling experience in your assignment creation to set the time you want to do and change it. And for any quiz, and make it easy to actually create these time quiz directly in assignment as well. So that's also rolling out by the end of August. One more thing is around Teams. So a lot of people have additional content they want to share in assignments. So that could be things like maybe a different tab app, maybe a channel discussion, maybe a chat you want to go to, or channels and so forth. And we also built to have links support for links in assignment. If we treated Teams links the same as any other URL links, now we added ability to actually special case our Teams link. So whenever you add a Teams link in assignment, we'll directly switch to that application. So it's much more a smooth experience for students when they use those links. So it should be good to go. And last but not least, for assignments, we, as Samantha said, we added new functionality in Classwork to support things like sections. We now also added a new update for our selection dialog for Class Notebook. We love Class Notebook as much as you guys do. So now this is allowing you to see kind of preview each page and make it much more quicker for you to sign the right page you want to distribute to your students as well. Speaking of students, we do know a lot of students use Teams Mobile as an experience. In Teams Mobile, it's pretty easy to find assignments because it's down on the bottom area experience, but all these other class applications like homepage, classwork, grades, and so forth, it's harder to find on mobile. So you will have now a new view in mobile rolling out in September. That will actually, each time you shoot a class, you will see now these applications come up front. And so it's easy for students to see kind of the grades, the feedback directly in the mobile experience. And we know a lot of students are using mobile, so it'll be much more easy for them to use this experience in mobile as well. So switching up from mobile to AI. So we have a lot of people working on AI, of course, and thinking about AI and how the impact of educators. There is a new learn class that we have, which is called AI for Educators. And this is a class for you to learn essentially about AI concepts. So how to do it, kind of key techniques, tools you use today already in your experience, and highlight certain practical application used in education as well. So it's a great class. It's a quick one. A lot of people using it, but just it's about an hour of classes for you to use. Last thing we'll do is the AI for Bing Chat. So a lot of people use GTP or ChatGTP today. There is kind of two versions of ChatGTP. There's a 3.5 version and a 4.0 version. 3.5 is free and 4 does cost money, but you can also use Bing Chat. Of course, the addition of Bing Chat is it'll support the notion of being linked to the web for your queries. So it's always updating your data as well. So an example here is with the Bing Chat, to Bing, in this case, click on Chat. You can now start questions directly. So in this case, I'm going to make a question about a lesson plan. Get information about it. It will suggest a lesson plan for myself. And of course, in Bing now, we actually have lists to all the resources we're asking for directly in the Bing Chat as well. We can link it to ISTE standards. We'll take now the same lesson plan and link it to the right ISTE standard. Now, maybe there is multiple ISTE standards to use. So the question maybe is how can we use all the ISTE standards? So that will update as well as a suggestion for you. And we also integrate images too, right? So we can automatically add images into our experience to make it quick for you to actually create those content for yourself. In addition, if you go to Edge, there's a Bing button, and the Bing button will actually allow you to analyze files and pages. So in this case, I'm taking a PDF file. I'm asking me to summarize it. Bing will then actually read the whole PDF file, summarize it, and give me a good summary for those things. The same thing applied to web pages, like any web page, summarize it, and since it's connected to the web, I can add more questions about the particular thing in the web page and make it much more active for as well. So all those tools are in Bing Chat today to use as well for you. And with that, I'm going to actually go over to Elad to talk about new options for updates for Reflect.
Thanks, Leif. So Reflect is now available as a web application outside of Teams. You asked for this capacity and now it's available for you. It's very simple idea and simple flow. You just go to the Reflect website, log in with your school or institution account, create a check-in, share it with your students or your staff, depending on the scenario, collect responses for them, get insights and build a culture of well-being. Now it's available for Microsoft 365 A3 and A5 users, while the Reflecting Teams is available for A1 as well. And I will show you a live demo of how it looks, so you can see how simple it is. So I'm now on the Reflect website, and first I can get a lot of information about how to get started, including a resources gallery built by educators for educators about how to use Reflect and how to build a classroom community that really supports students as a whole. But I want to create a check-in, so I click on the Get Started icon and I log in with my account to this device. So I already logged in. If you're not logged in, you need to do a quick login with your school account. First, I see all of my check-in, all of my existing check-ins. Let's create a new check-in. I click on new check-in and I can select the question. It can be the basic questions or the core questions like how are you feeling today or how are you feeling this week. I can also explore the gallery of questions if I want to take one of the questions in the gallery. And I can also write my own question, and we made some improvements here. I don't need just to write about something, but I can also ask, for example, how are you feeling after the exam? So I can really customize the question. In the settings pane, I can also select if I want to record the name or not. Sometimes I want to do an anonymous check-in for my students to make them feel more comfortable because no one sees their name. But in most of the cases in a classroom setting, I want to record the name so I can support my student. I can select the duration. I can also select the vocabulary. If it's young students, I will prefer the simplified vocabulary that is less emotions. If it's high school students or middle school students, or staff, I can select the broad vocabulary. Let's now go with the broad vocabulary, and I will ask, how are you feeling today? So I create a check-in, and now I get a link, quick link. I can copy the link to clipboard. I can also copy a QR code or download the QR code if I want to project it in the classroom. I can even share it in Teams, if in assignment or chat or a class, and share it in Google Classroom as well. If I use Google Classroom and I have my Microsoft account, you can still enjoy Reflect and share it in one click in Google Classroom. I can also open the share try in my device and share it in any app that is installed on your device. If it's for mobile, for example, you can share it in any message, in any app that supports sharing capacity. So I will copy the link and I will open a new tab and paste the link just to show you how this responder experience looks like. So I connected with my user. I can start by selecting how comfortable I feel today. Let's say that I'm feeling not so good. I select the emoji and then I see a gallery of research-based emotion that I can choose from. For each emotion, I can read a friendly definition. I can also listen to that emotion from an actress that read this emotion, and the definition has she feel that emotion. So it's really nice and way to create an inclusive solution for students to learn not just the emotion vocabulary, but also how this emotion sounds like. So I can explore the different emotions, read the definition. The feelings monsters really help me to connect facial expression and body language to the emotional vocabulary. You know what? Let's say that I feel very excited to present you now. So I'll click excited and click submit. And it writes thanks for sharing. I will come back to the educator form. I will refresh it and let's look at one of the check-ins with many responses. How are you feeling about the upcoming exam? Wow, many students feel stressed about the upcoming exam, so I can see exactly who said what. I can see also the previous responses. It seems that the students feel stressed now, but in the previous responses, they feel really good. So maybe something is really stressful about this exam, so I can hide the student names, project this view to my students and start a conversation that supports my students and help them to grow, or maybe help them to feel more comfortable in the situation, help them to create and to make commitments as a classroom to make sure that all students feel comfortable, supported, and included. I can also copy this view or save it as an image and share it with them or share it with my school leader. I can open for the response distribution view that show me all of the data in a tabular view for those who prefer it. And that's it. So very easy. Go to the Reflect website, click login, and from there you are ready to go and it's available for you now. So give it a try and we would love to hear your feedback.
Great. Thank you, Elad. And what I'm going to do is reshare. And next up, we have Heidi Kim, who's also a product manager and also joining us from New York. And she's going to talk about some of the latest and greatest Microsoft 365 updates. Let me just get ahead here in the slides.
Hi, everybody. I'll kick it off with OneNote. So now we have the ability to embed stream videos directly into your OneNote, which is super handy for if I want to include a thumbnail here, say about human anatomy. This is available for M365 insiders today and will be rolled out more broadly in the fall. Moving on to Forms, so over the past few months, Microsoft Forms has shipped a number of really awesome new features, enabling new innovative ways to present your forms and quizzes and enhancing the overall experience for your respondents. So you can see here, there's a present feature that gives you a new way to let your audience interact with live surveys and see their responses in real time. So they just scan a QR here, or they can click a super short URL. And this allows for really easy accessibility. I've personally found this feature really great for group meetings. And this functionality is also now built into PowerPoint, which is really great for avoiding opening other browsers or navigating across multiple screens. A brand new other feature for Forms is being able to edit your responses after the fact. So that allows for more accurate survey results. And moving on to Flip, so we have some great new updates here as well. There's an AI-powered topic copilot that gets you both discussion prompts and follow-up questions. So say I want to spark some student conversations around the water cycle, then I can go to my class here and I have an option for a topic copilot. See, I've tailored it for my age group, and when I generate the topics, then I get a number of great suggested prompts that I can post to my class. And then I would go ahead and publish in the way that I normally would for the classic Flip experience. Another update for Flip is that we've gotten some great new integrations going with Schoology, Canvas, and Google, so expanded access for different LMSs. In the same vein of broader access, we now have availability in Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese. And coming in the fall is topic analytics. So it's really great to be able to tell how your learners are actually engaging with your content. So you'll be able to see, say, the average video length or your comment rate, as well as the video response rate. Moving on to Edge, so we're adding category-based web content filtering to ensure that schools can stay safe with their internet content with functionality built right into Edge. So this ensures that students are in a safe environment, not only on the school network, but also even when they're outside of the school network. So IT admins can set up different filtering policies for groups of students directly using Microsoft Intune. Moving on to Whiteboard, there have been a number of great new visual refresh components that let you get access to content creation tools like notes, reactions, comments, and text more prominently. So you'll see here on this screen that the toolbar has been repositioned to the bottom, which improves usability and gives more space to just view and interact with the whiteboard, especially on smaller devices like a tablet. We've got Loop integration as well. This is really powerful for a number of classroom scenarios, say using a pre-prepared agenda or getting responses through votes, and even summarizing discussion points in a table. Loop components are also live, and if you paste them to other M365 apps like Teams or Outlook, they maintain a single source of truth, so they stay in sync across all instances, which is really great when you're working in a class collaboration setting. And last but not least, students and educators will soon be able to access a whole new range of emotions and reactions in Microsoft Whiteboard, which is really great for being able to express yourself with the full range of what you're thinking. And I'll pass the mic back over to Mike.
Thank you, Heidi. I'll briefly just show we do have more links in this deck about our latest blogs, our latest updates. If you want to vote on a favorite feature you want, we've got all of our feedback sites, which we look, and there's kind of a voting system where you can vote for your best one. And then also just detailed tips and tricks on new features, new updates. Some of you might know that I do have a YouTube channel and I post a lot of features and updates there. So there are links to those videos. And I'll put this up to just have a download if you want to get this entire PowerPoint deck. That is available